in one way or another. Therefore, it certainly seems that your body possesses a kind of quite paradigmic information, and acts upon it. You can express almost any idea that you want in vocal terms, even if you have hardly any conception at all of what the way in which your own speech is executed. The body is geared then to act. It is pragmatically practical, and above all, it wants to explore and to communicate. Communication implies a social nature. The body that within is inherently everything necessary for its own defense. The body itself will tease the child to speak, to crawl and walk, to seek its fellows. Though biological communication, the child's cells are made aware of its physical environment, temperature, air pressure, weather conditions, food supplies, and the body reacts to these conditions, making some adjustments with great rapidity. At cellular levels, the world exists with a kind of social interchange in which the birth and death of cells are known to all others, and in which the death of a frog and a star gain equal weight. But at your level of activity, your thoughts, feelings, and intents, however private, form part of the inner environment of communication. This inner environment is as persistent and vital to the species' well-being as is the physical one. It represents the psyche, mass bank of potential, even as the planet provides a physical bank of potential. Where there is an earthquake in another area of the world, the landmass is your own country and your way or another infected. When there's a psychic earthquake in other areas of the world, then you are also affected, and usually to the same degree. In the same way, if one portion of your own body is injured, then others' portions feel the effects of the wound. An earthquake can be a disaster in the area where it occurs, even though its existence corrects imbalances and therefore promotes the life of the planet. Emergency actions are quite rigorous in the immediate area of an earthquake, and aid is sent from other countries. When in an area of the body erupts, there are almost emergency measures taken locally, and aid sent from other portions of the body to afflicted parts. The physical eruption, while it may appear to be a disaster in the area of the disease, is also, however, a part of the body's defense system to ensure the whole balance of the body. Biologically, illness therefore represents the overall body defense system at work. I'm trying to put this simply, but without some illnesses the body could not endure. Give us a moment. First of all, the body must be in a state of constant change, making decisions far too fast for you to follow. Adjusting hormonal levels, maintaining balances between all of the systems, not only in relationship to itself, the body to an environment that is also in constant change. A biological level, the body often produces its own preventative medicine for inoculation by seeking out, for example, a new and foreign substance in its environment. Due to nature, science, or technology, it simulates such properties in small doses, coming down with an illness which, let alone, would soon vanish as the body utilizes what is good of it, or socialized a seeming invader. The person might feel indisposed, but in such way as the body assimilates and uses properties that would otherwise be called alien. It immunizes itself through such methods The body, however, exists with the mind contained within, and the mind produces the inner environment concepts. The cells that compose the body did not try to make sense of the cultural world. They rely upon your interpretation, therefore, the existence of threats on a non-biological nature, for they depend upon your assessments. Long pause. If that assessment correlates with the biological ones, you have a good working relationship with the body. It can react swiftly and clearly when you sense a threat or danger from which the body can find no biological correlation. Even as though cellular communication, it scans the environment physically. Then it must rely upon your assessments and react to danger conditions. The body will therefore react to imagined dangers to some degree, as well as to those that are biologically pertinent. Its defense system often becomes overstirred as a result. The body is therefore quite equipped to deal with its physical stance in the physical world. It is, and its defense systems are unearning in that respect. Your conscious mind, however, directs your temporal perception and interprets that perception, organizes it into mental patterns. The body again must depend upon those interpretations. The biological basis of all life is loving, divine and cooperative one, and presupposes a safe physical stance from which any member of the species feels actively free to speak out in its needs and communicate with others of its kind. Give us a moment. It's fashionable to believe that the animals do not possess imagination, but this is quite a Ronem's belief. They anticipate mating, for example, before its time. They all learn through experience, and despite all your concepts, learning is impossible without imagination at any level. In your terms, the imagination of an animal is limited. Theirs is not merely confined to the elements of previous experience. However, they can imagine events that have never happened to them. Man's abilities in this respect are far more complicated, for it is imagination he deals with probabilities in any given period of time. With one physical body, he can anticipate or perform an infinitely vaster number of events, each one remaining probable until he activates it. The body responding to his thoughts, feelings, and beliefs has much more data to deal with, therefore, and must have a clear area in which concise action is possible. Take a break. The body's defense system is automatic, and yet to a certain degree is a secondary rather than primary system, coming into mobilization as such only when the body is threatened. The body's main purpose is not only to survive, but to maintain a quality of existence at certain levels, and that quality itself promotes health and fulfillment. A definite biological predicament alerts the body and allows it to act completely and naturally. You might be reading a newspaper headline, for example, as you cross a busy street.